episode of Westmoreland Bulldogs, a podcast. I'm Callahan Marshall here with Miss Lisa Davis. Mrs. Davis, what do you do here at Westmoreland? You kind of got a cool job. You get these kids really involved in everything. So tell people what you do here.
I do have a really cool job. One of my main jobs here is I coordinate our zone for imagination, innovation, and inspiration, otherwise known as ZI3. And what that does is brings not only the students in, but also the families in. We do a lot of family nights. We have one coming up in March, but we also do a Halloween night, and we also do one in December called Santa's Workshop.
Which I'm sure many of our listeners have been to, both of those. I do have to add, these are very popular nights because we do a lot of arts and crafts, and everything's fun. There's always a snack involved somewhere. So these are very fun nights for the families and the kids.
Yeah, the nights are fantastic because we tie in STEAM. So there's a science component, technology, engineering, arts, and math. So you tie in all these different things, and you end up with a really fun night where students participate in different activities, and we sometimes bring in special guests as well. We also do our summer camps. This summer we will have 4 summer camps. We partner with some outside places, some different, last year, for example, we went to MVCC, and the students were able to participate in an aviations camp there with a teacher teaching them about helicopters and flying, and they also did rockets, and that was a great experience. We did drones. This summer we're going to be partnering with some other places as well. We have a real special guest coming up for our first camp I'm excited about.
I do know about this special guest, but I'm not going to spill the beans yet, so you're going to have to stay tuned.
So the summer camps also fill up very quick. I really recommend people, as soon as you see it, if you want to get your students in, sign up right away because we do have limits. Unfortunately, we can't take everyone into the summer camps because we do want some of our special guests and some of our field trips to be manageable, to be able to have those special guests be able to get to each student. So we do have to set some limits. But we do have 4 camps this summer. We'll have the Maker Camp, which is always really exciting, where students do a lot of arts and crafts in that. We also last year had Cottonwood Handmade came and made soap with the students. We had Periwinkle Pig come and do art sculptures made of cement, and I hear she has a really cool idea for the kids this summer, so Rebecca Ham is excited to come back. We also have our Blast Off Camp, which we hopefully will be partnering with MVCC as well again this summer, and we have a final camp will be Week of Play, in which there will be all sorts of different games and ways we can play. So we have all that during the summer, but during the school year I go into classrooms and I provide different activities, either science experiments or engineering projects, or everything from analyzing songs. Actually, I'll be doing that with the 4th grade. But I provide enrichment to all the classes in all 3 buildings. I do manage to get into the high school a little bit and work with Mrs. Granza in her science class. I primarily go between the primary building and the upper elementary, but I just enhance their curriculum with different projects, engineering or maker projects.
Yeah, and our students love ZI3 here. And what you just mentioned about those summer camps, the ones that we did last year, the Halloween night, the Santa's Workshop stuff, I just want to tell people that you can find those photo galleries actually on our website, westmorelandschool.org. They're all in there under photo galleries. So if you want to look and see what this is all about, just head to www.westmorelandschool.org and look under photo galleries, which is right on top. So I just wanted to tease that a little bit so people could see exactly what you do. But we do have a ZI3 night coming up here, March 26th is a Tuesday, and all of our ZI3 nights are usually 6 to 7:30. So if you could just explain what that one entails.
So we have the solar eclipse coming up. So we wanted to do something with the solar eclipse. We're calling this family night is actually Reach for the Stars, because we're doing some things related to solar, but also the solar system. And we're partnering with a few different places for that. Instead of admission, we're actually doing families to come and donate to the Country Pantry. And so we're not charging admission, but instead bring a item to donate to the Country Pantry.
Which is our adopted charity for this month, so that's why we are asking for donations for that. Okay, continue, sorry.
That's okay. We have the director of the Mohawk Valley Astronomical Society coming to talk to the families about the solar eclipse, what happens during the eclipse, why it happens, and how to safely view the eclipse. We also are providing all our families with solar glasses, so they'll be able to enjoy the eclipse.
Ooh.
And we have a very tasty treat during that event. Is Always Sunny Baked Goods is going to be providing us with Half Moon cookies.
That is a cute little tie, and I told you there's snacks at all these events.
Snacks are always welcome.
I think for anyone.
Yeah. And we are 2 crafts. We have only 2 crafts because we want people to be able to do their craft, but also go to the presentation by the Astronomical Society.
Yeah.
So students could either choose doing a space lantern, so they'll use cardboard and vinyl, LED lights, and also some patterns of different constellations. Like if you're looking for Orion or the Big Dipper, they can put that into their design and then put a big planet on top, and they'll end up with a space lantern. Or they could choose the nebula painting, so you have 2 moons that are look like they're spinning in space with the different gases and the stars around it. And that's the other activity they could choose.
Yeah, so this one is it's very important because we are seeing a once in a lifetime eclipse here in a couple weeks. So to get that knowledge of what to expect, even safety too. I mean, we don't have school April 8th because of the solar eclipse, because there is a safety aspect to all that, and the driving and all that other stuff, but also too to just see the eclipse itself. It's a once in a lifetime thing here. So this March 26th ZI3 night is going to be pretty big for people to want to go to.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of great things, whether it's the craft or just finding out that information about the solar eclipse, or if you just want to enjoy the Half Moon cookies, which I'm sure will be delicious. It'll be a really fun night.
Yeah, so do people have to sign up for it? How does that work?
The family nights fill up as quickly as the camps. We do not set a limit to the family nights, but sometimes if people don't register in time and we don't have the materials ready, they can't do the craft they choose. And then they may have to go into the other craft if there's extra items. Because we can't buy unlimited materials, it has to be based on how many people registered. And you buy a little bit extra. But it's definitely recommended they register ahead of time. That's why we send home the slips, or we put out a Google form for people to register. It's really important that people register ahead of time and by the deadline if possible.
What's the deadline?
The deadline was March 20th.
Okay.
I have gotten a few emails from people saying, "Oh, I forgot to send in my form," and it's fine, but please contact me so we can make sure they're on the list when they come.
Yeah, definitely. All right, anything else you think we need to touch on, or what do people need to know for Tuesday? Anything?
The doors will open at 5:45 to check in, and they can check in and they will be assigned a room to go to start, and we'll have teachers to help guide them to that location, and they'll do their activity, and then they'll be able to go home when they're done.
All right, well, thank you. And just another reminder, I know I mentioned this a little earlier, there is no school for students or staff on April 8th. So please do not send your child to school. I will not be here at school, so no one will be here at school. So please do not come. Enjoy the solar eclipse and enjoy this March 26th special ZI3 night we have. Thank you for joining us on our lovely podcast. And thank you, Mrs. Davis, for giving us more information about what to expect on Tuesday.
Thank you for having me.